Hello everyone and welcome back to WSO2 API Manager series. I hope you are getting value with my contents in this channel, and if the contents has somewhat helped you in learning WSO2, so please subscribe to my channel using the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get the notification of my latest videos. Okay, so we will be covering the topic changing the hostname of WSO2 API Manager in this session. So let's start the session. So here is the quick agenda for this session. What is the default hostname of API Manager and how to change the hostname of WSO2 API Manager. That involves several steps. So changing the hostname of WSO2 API Manager is not as straight. This involves several steps that we will be covering as a theoretical and a live demo as well. So stay tuned and watch complete video to see how it works. Okay, so the first step, we will be making the changes in deployment.toml file. Then we'll be using a new key store with the self-signed certificate in our new hostname. We'll be exporting the public certificate from the key store. We'll import the certificate to the client trust store of WSO2 API Manager. We'll make the host file entries and we'll start the server. And that's all. So the default hostname of WSO2 API Manager is localhost. And if you see, the same is visible once you open the API Manager. uh, like if you open the publisher portal, dev portal, admin console or the carbon console, you will see the screen like this. Okay, so if you open the padlock icon or the red not secure section, you will see the host name will look like this. So this is the default certificate with localhost that is pre-configured by WSO2, and it is shipped with the default pack. Okay, so for development purpose in our local machines we use the default setup with default certificate. Okay, but as per our requirement in different deployments, we are supposed to make the changes of the host file. Okay, so what all are the steps involved? So first we need to make the changes in deployment.toml file. What all are the changes? So we have to change the server hostname as the new hostname. So we will be considering dev.wso2.com as a hostname throughout this tutorial, and we have to point our developer portal link as well to https dev.wso2.com, and the rest of the context remains same. Okay, so next step is to create a new key store. So new key store is basically we have to create a Java key store. With the help of that, we will be proceeding through. Okay, so for to create a new Java key store, this is basically the format using the key tool command. So we'll be using the key tool command to generate to create a new key store. Okay, so key tool gen key alias, then we have to provide the alias name. Then we have to provide the key store name, we have to provide the validity, and these are the optional parameters that we can give in a command line itself or in the terminal window once it prompted. Okay, here is a sample example that we will be considering in this demo. So we will be giving the alias name same as the host name, that is dev.wso2.com. We'll be making the key store name as dev.wso2.jks, which is a Java key store. We'll be keeping the validity of 4000 days, that is of around of 10 years. Okay, and the rest of the parameters we'll see in the demo. Next step is to export the public certificate. So once we have successfully created the Java key store, we have to export the public certificate because this is required by the trust store. So this is the format, like we have a key tool export command. We have to provide the alias name. This alias name should be same as we have used in the previous step. Then we have to give the provide the key store file name, which is our JKS file, and the next is to provide the certificate public certificate PEM file name, which is going to be exported, and the store pass. Okay, so with the help of this command we will be exporting our public certificate. Next, we have to import this certificate to WSO2 API Manager client trust store. Okay, so this is the format. We have to use the key tool import command. the same alias name and the public key certificate PAM file and the key store name, which is client-truststore.jks file. Okay, so once we completed all these three steps, the next step is to make the host file entries. The host name which we have considered dev.wso2.com, so we have to make the host file entries in our machine. Okay, so since this is my local machine which is having the localhost at 127.0.0.1, so we will be providing this dev.wso2.com as a host file entry. And the final step is to restart the server. We can get this done via the Carbon console via a restart button, or manually we can do a stop and a start script to restart the server. Okay, so without wasting too much time, let's begin the demo. Let's begin the demo for the hostname changes in WSO2 API Manager. So our WSO2 API Manager is already running. Okay, so the first line item was the default hostname. So let's see where the default hostname is configured. Okay, so we'll navigate to localhost 9443. Okay, so it will route to publisher portal. So if we open this, it will show the certificate that is belongs to the localhost, and here is the default certificate details. The common name is localhost. Okay, so this is the default certificate which is of localhost. So our application is running on localhost, and we have the certificate of localhost as well, that is pre-configured with WSO2 API Manager. Okay, so next step is to proceed through the hostname changes. Okay, so now we need to stop WSO2 API Manager, and we have to open the deployment.toml file, which is inside repository conf, then deployment.toml. Okay, so you can see the server host name is of localhost. So this particular demo, we will be considering the host name as dev.wso2.com, and we have to replace this at the relevant places. So I have already mentioned what are the so we have to replace inside the server and the dev portal and a couple of other line items that will check out and will change the same. So we have to search for the localhost to replace with this one. Okay, so yes, so this must be replaced. Replace. Okay, key manager also should be pointing, otherwise there may be the failure. So to replace this key manager, IDP not required. Then we have the dev portal. Have to be replaced. Rest of the things I'm not going to make changes at the moment. Yeah, so for event listener we have to make the changes. Okay, so we are done now. So we are not going to make the changes for other components because this is just for the demo purpose. I'm going to showcase how to make the configuration changes to support a custom hostname based upon the requirement of the environment. Other components can also be changed, like the URLs and the hostname. So this is what we have done. Next is to create a new key store using a for the self-sign certificate, export and import. Okay, so to create a new key store we have to use this command. So we'll navigate to the directory like first let me clear the screen. Okay, so we have to navigate to repository resources security, where the certificates and the key stores lies. Repository resources security. Okay, we can see we have a default key store here, and then the trusted store file is here. Okay, so we'll create a new key store with alias dev.wso2.com, and the key store name is this. Validity is 4000 days. We have to configure the key store password. For simplicity, I'm placing the same WSO2 Carbon as a password. You can choose any of your choice. We have to provide the first name, last name, which is typically the common name. So we will keep it as dev.wso2.com. Organizational unit, I will make it as WSO2 API unit, or let me make it as API unit. What is the name of your organization? I would say this is a development org, or let's say it WSO2 implementation org. Okay, name of the city, for me it's New Delhi. State is Delhi. Two-letter country code IN, which is India. So this is asking for the confirmation. This is the common name, organizational unit, organization, location, state, and a country. Okay, this is correct. I will place it as yes. So now it is asking for the key password. So we have a key store password and the key password. So we'll keep it as same as our key store password. Just press enter. Now, as per the industry standard, it is asking to make this key store as per the PKCS 12 format. So let me run this command. Sorry, it has not been copied properly. Okay, not a problem. The source key store password, then the test key store, the store type, which is PKCS 12. Let's verify the command. It's a key tool, import key store. Then okay, so after import key store, we have to provide the key store name. What is the key store we are importing? It's WSO2.jks. Then we have src key store. No, here it is not required. Okay, so I made some mistake, so better is to copy this command, because there may be some issue while copying this command. Okay, so let me copy this command and paste it to remove it. Yeah, so I have to provide the key store password. Okay, now if we do ls -lrth, it will show me this one. This is the updated one and this is the old one. Okay, and if you would like to see the content of the certificate, I will do key tool list -v -key store which is dev WSO2.jks minus store pass. Okay, I will do it with asking the password. Okay, WSO2 carbon. Now it shows the certificate which I have created, which is available here. Okay, so once I have made the changes in the certificate, the next step is to create the public key from this key store. I have to export the public key from the key store. Okay, so here is the way I have to export. So using this command, I will export it as a base64 encoded format. Okay, key tool export cert alias, the alias name, the key store name, RFC file. This is the going to be exported in this file, the file name. This will ask for the password. Cool. So now let's see if we have a PEM file available. Yes. If we do a cat of this PEM file, this will show the certificate. So now we have successfully exported the certificate. Now we have to import the certificate. Okay. For importing the certificate, we have the similar command. So we have to import the certificate in the client trust store of WSO2 API Manager. Okay, so we have a key tool import alias, the alias name, the file name, which is the public key, the key store, the trust store, client-truststore.jks, and the store pass, which is WSO2 carbon. Okay. Okay, so it is saying that certificate not imported. It is already exist. So maybe I have used the same name previously, so that is the reason it is not getting exported. So first, what I have to do, I have to remove the certificate. Okay. Okay, so let me quickly Google key tool remove certificate. Okay, so key to delete aliases basically is that. Okay, so these are the simple things which you can easily find on Google. So let me first remove this certificate, then we'll import. So I will replace this key store with my one. Okay, so I will be entering the password on prompt. Okay, cool. So let's delete this certificate first. Now this has been deleted. Now I will import the certificate. Now it is prompting with the details. Perfect. So now we have imported this certificate. Import certificate is done. Now the very important thing is that to support WSO2 to use your key store, you have to make the changes in your deployment.toml file in your keystore.tls configuration. Okay, so we'll take the backup of this or comment this. Okay, then let's copy this because we are going to use our key store instead of WSO2 carbon. So we have to replace the key store name. So let's see what is our key store name there. Okay, it is WSO2.jks. Okay, so it is WSO2.jks. The alias name is dev.wso2.com, and we have used the same WSO2 carbon password for this key store as well. So let's save the file. Next is to make the host file entries. So the host name which we have selected, we have to make the host file entries in our machine. Okay, so we'll open the host file. Okay, So let's make the alias entry over here to the localhost dev.wso2.com, right and quit, save. Okay, let's do a cat. Perfect. So we are done this with this step as well. Now to restart the server, we have already stopped our server, so the final step is to start the server. We'll go to the bin directory. Sorry, it's API manager.sh. So now our WSO2 API Manager will start with new key store. We'll use the new certificates and we'll use the new host name to access the different the portals and the management console. Okay, so let's see if our server is starting successfully and we are able to access the server with the new host name. So I'm really excited to see how our WSO2 API Manager gets updated with the new host name. So stay tuned and watch the complete video. Yeah, so our server is getting started. There are some logs gets printed, which is info, which is fine. Yeah, so that the server startup is looks absolutely fine. There are no issue observed. Okay, perfect. So our server has started. Let's open the publisher portal. So let's go back and now this time we'll use https dev.wso2.com 9443 go. Okay, so it is again saying there is a certificate issue, which is fine. That's Apple security. Let's see. Okay, so our page has loaded. So this is the issue we'll be fixing in this session itself, but first let's see if we are able to open this server with this certificate. Yes, so this is our self-signed certificate that we have used. Yeah, the certificate details that we have provided, and each and everything looks fine, whatever certificate we have created. Now let's quickly fix this issue. So this can be fixed by the carbon console or the management console. Okay, so this usually happens when you have like started WSO2 manager initially and opened the publisher portals, so it is getting registered as a service provider and the backend and the callback URLs are getting configured. Okay, so later stage we have made the changes, but the backend configuration gets not updated, so we have to update those configurations. So we have to navigate to the service provider, go to the publisher portal, go to the OAuth OpenID Connect, go to edit, and we have to make the changes here. Sorry, so we'll keep this dev.ws2.com and here as well. Cool, now we are done. So we have to update this configuration. Configuration gets updated. Once again, let's hit the publisher portal and let's see if it is opening successfully. Yes, so now we have successfully opened the publisher portal. Let's log in to verify if everything goes well. Absolutely perfect. So we have made the changes of our certificate to use our certificate. So in this demo we have used our own self-signed certificate. In case of CA certificate, if you want more information, please write in the comment box. I will share more information on that. If you want to use your CA custom CA signed certificate and the chain certificate is there, So please raise your queries in the comment box and I will be answering all those questions. Okay, so that's all. This completes this host name changes, certificate changes in this particular video. Thank you. So thank you very much for your time and stay tuned for my upcoming hands-on lab exercises on WSO2 API Manager version 4. You can refer to my blog links and Telegram channel for useful contents and the official WSO2 API Manager documentation as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for upcoming videos and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates.